أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين بسم الله الشافي بسم الله المعافي بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء والسميع العليم. Inshallah, we continue our discussion about Islamic wealth and asset management with regard to investment in real estate. This is going to be discussion on chapter 4. We have discussed earlier on wealth creation, wealth mobilization, and wealth allocation, and now we're going to discuss on investment in real estate. Let us look at the slide. And this slide has been written by your group members Adiba, Haziqa, Izati, and Siti Adiba. Investment in real estate. What is a real estate definition? There are a lot of definitions. A legal term which covers the land and any permanent features affixed on it, such as building, machinery, or plant, is known as real estate. So, in other words, it's something that is always fixed. Is something that is immovable. If something can move, it's not known as real estate. And it has been defined in the section 2 of the Real Estate Property Gain Tax Act 1976, Act of 169, and also the National Land Code Section 5, 1965, Acts of 56. And Islam view the pillars for Maqasid Sharia, apart from to protect your life, is to protect your wealth. This is known as to protect your mal. What will be the characteristic of real estate? Number one, they have a physical characteristic, something that is immobile or immobility. The size can be big. It's going to be heterogeneous. It's different. One asset to the asset is heterogeneous. It's durable or perpetuity. For example, you have investment in land or in property is supposed to be durable. And it requires a long development or completion time or process. For example, you want to build a building, it takes quite some time. You have to have plantation, quite some time, 2 or 3 years before production. Number 6, they involve some property management. There is physical definition, characteristic of real estate. The economic characteristic they have, if you have the property under your name, you have the interest and rights on the property. And normally it's a decentralized market. As far as our economy is concerned, it is decentralized market. Means that the one in Selangor is not going to be the same managed between Selangor and also the one in Kelantan, the one in Sabah or Sarawak, for example. It's a good form of hedge against inflation. If you have you buy land or you buy building or property, normally during inflation, when inflation increase, the price also increase. So a good hedge against inflation. However, it involves large transaction costs or invisible, means that you want to buy it might cost you millions. You might not afford to buy it, or you have to ask for financial assistance from the bank or from any financial institution. The supply lack. I mean, the supply is not always available. It comes to season, there will be supply. It's not easily obtained in the market, so this is not a supply lack. They have a cyclical values. Okay, the values can be depend on the economic cycle. There's cyclical values. When talk about the case on the legal form, they have varying legal regulation and law applied to the real estate market and involve a very complicated transaction procedures, and also there are statutory charges. You have to pay several fees and charge with regard to the asset or the real estate you possess. For example, if you want to buy a building, they might charge you a lot of charges, legal fees, statutory fees, fees charged by the municipal, and so on and so forth. Others, the lack of public information on the price, information only available at the authority and hardly accessible by public. Brochure price may be different from what is the real price it is. So the investment in real estate is something that you must able to know what will be the factors that influence the price. Normally the price change or the change in price is due to the general economy. If the economy is doing well, the price might goes up. If the economy does not go well, probably the price might lower down. And also it depends on the structure of the economy and the organization of business. For example, the government is planning for affordable house, affordable property, so it depends on the structure of the business organization. And the other thing is that the factor for the price of property depend on the productivity of the property. If the property is located very close to the commuter, for example, if property is close to the big market, so the price might be higher. There are also elements of government intervention. For example, the government want to build a new highway, it might possess the property, or the property can be demolished. Okay, change in the transportation facilities and other facilities. So if happen that your property is not accessible to transportation, or it's very difficult for you to access the public transport, the price is lower than those very close to public transportation. And also it depends on the population, the size, whether your property is located to the place where people go. For example, the place has been gazetted to be industrial area place where people looking for housing, looking for property, probably that will cause the price to increase. So the market for real estate can be an open market based on supply and demand. It can also be control market, whereby the government has some influence on it. For example, the government have policies on Rumah Prima, government have policies on Rumah Mampu Milik, or we call this affordable house. And this will be a control market. Only certain category of clients can buy the house. Or else the market might be an open market. It depends on economic factor, geographical factor, population, the physical aspect, the technological or building method, the fashion and trend, the occupation status, development approval, tenure and title, condition of restriction, parties involved. This will be an open market. Majority of our real estate market falls under the category of open market. And we have also the space market. And this space market, for example, you buy the property for functional use of the property. For example, you buy the property located where it is meant for factory, for small or medium scale industry. So this is a space market. And some people buy mortgage property or real estate just for asset market. There is a purchase of real estate for investment and economic profits. They buy it and they're going to sell it for economic profit. This is known as asset market. There are several methods of valuation of the property. You can do it by comparison method, whereby you can compare the property, one property with other property in the same market. You are going to think what will be the factors that influence the price, and you can compare it. Or you can go for investment market, the method by investment market, whereby they calculate about the value. What will be the value? What the expected investors going to do or want to buy at what price? And this is known as the investment market. Another way is by cost, looking at the cost and yet to know what will be the expected profit. And number 4 is looking at the profit based on the price and what will be the profit. Number 5 will be the residual. With residual means the cost minus selling price will be the residual. That is the kind of the methods of evaluation. The other thing is that on the valuation you can look at the number of years you purchase it, look at the capital value. So the capital value will reflect your investment method of a calculation. For example, I buy at this price, multiply by the years purchase, what the capital value, and later on I minus with the cost, and I can identify whether it's going to be a capital gain or loss, and over the years what is my market value. What are the risk element in the real estate investment? As I said earlier, it can be due to economic or investment risk. This can be the situation of the global economy, can be due to the regional economy, can due to supply and demand cycle, can also due to government policy, or the value can be due to value depreciation, this economic value or the economic depreciation of the building. For example, the building suffer from wear and tear, so the value depreciate. So the next one is about the building, the risk on the building, the kind of what we call this material have been used, up to the quality or not. This may subject to wear and tear. It can also subject because erosion of land could cause damage to the structure. For example, the property is not properly been built with a proper foundation. Later on, it had a kind of structure movement, erosion, something like that, might affect the structure of the property, and the price might go down. And probably because of unexpected nature, that is qadar Allah. For example, you have the situation of flooding, earthquake, and the building might due the risk on the building because of lack of maintenance or low construction quality. This affected the value of the building. The risk on the legal on acquisition when to buy the building. Case at times, what happens is that the risk that your building or your property been acquired at a low cost by the government, because government value it with the element of depreciation. Acquisition by the government, for example, the government want to convert the area to become industrial zone area, or to become the industrial zone park. So for example, you have a property over there, you have your house over there, and you have to move up, and the government acquired it based on what I call the market price minus probably all the kind of depreciation. So this will result for you to suffer some risk because of acquisition. And sometimes the value might drop because of new zoning area. Okay, for example, you have your house and suddenly the Toronto government want to build highway that close to your area, so the kind of noise you have to sustain or have to bear with that noise, so the value of the house might reduce because of the new zoning area, or the new zoning area might cause a new traffic flow, and all this will result to the value to drop or increase. Sometimes because of your house is very close to the commuter, the value might increase. Your house very close to the new town to be built, so the value will get increase. Lastly, not the least, the risk is about the government policy. They have a policy on taxation, for example. The government also have property tax, and then the government also want the price to be sold at affordable price. The government control the price, so this policy will result to what you call this, reduce or increase in the price. Normally the government policy will end up with the property price might drop because of some policy requires for you to the government requires the things that benefit to the public. Okay, I said earlier there is some laws related to the property or the real estate. They have National Land Code, Real Property Gain Tax, Town and County Planning Act, Stamp Duty, Local Government Act, Strata Title Act. So these all will be the form of acts that try to govern the real estate market or the property market. The other thing now we can discuss is about REITs or real estate investment trust. Under REITs is that you can do a kind of investment whereby instead of you buying a building, you can part of the unit holder of the building. This is known as REIT. And REITs has also been managed with Sharia compliance, whereby the REITs will be done, or investment in this real estate investment trust will be done and operates with permissible activities according to Sharia. In other words, it has to be within the Sharia compliant capital market. For example, you buy the unit rates, or you buy this rates, and this amount of money will be gathered and be invested in the property, and later on the gain from property we invested in Sharia compliance business. And this is how rates have been derived, and Islamic rates have been derived in order for you to have your investment with Sharia compliance. With that, we end our discussion for this class. Inshallah, we'll meet you later on. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.